Hi, how do you do? Today I'm gonna present to you the result of my research about how peer influence and social media impact on campus preference. First, my name is Dianta Hasri and Barus. I'm from vocation program of Parahyangan Catholic University in Indonesia, Bandung City. I hope we can meet one day in Bandung, such a beautiful city in West Java. My expertise field is on marketing and businesses. I have conduct some research in Indonesia and I'm also a marketing consultant in Indonesia for the last 12 years. I hope this presentation can give you more insights about marketing in higher education, especially in Indonesia. Bring you to introduction. Higher education in Indonesia nowadays facing a rapid change and challenges on domestic competition. Marketing has become an important aspect for higher education to get more students and long-term development. At the other side, post-millennials are their main target. It means higher education marketing should adjusting their strategy. This study focuses on how peer influence and social media correlated and effectively influence campus preference. The findings from this study stated that there are positive correlations between peer influence and social media to enhance campus preference in students' mind. The outcome of the study will help higher education to readjusting their marketing strategy, especially in Indonesia. First, we're going to talk about influence impact on marketing. In the last decade, the existing of influencer has become rapidly important in marketing strategy. They grow as the media and technology reason. People nowadays have lived in social media as he lives in the real world. Am I right? Further, people are looking more knowledge and information from digital perspective. One of them are influencers. Influencers is a person who has authority, knowledge, understanding, and attractiveness to influence peoples. Influencer could spread the commercial information with their own originality of communication and that made them special for their followers. They must have credibility, attractive, and good product knowledge. The attractiveness of influencer can be logic and emotional. Most of them are emotional. So they are capability and authority to influence market. That's why influencer marketing is very important nowadays. We're going to talk about social media marketing. Social media is a digital media that connected to internet and enable users to collaborate and communicate in various forms. Social media now has transformed to become commercial media. It brings more opportunity for brands or business to communicate one-on-one to their target market without any time, location limitations. Since 2015 to 2018, there are about 16% decreasing perceptions about social media as private media. Otherwise, there are 30% increasing number of perception that social media is the right place for users to find and study about the product or services before they making any purchase. For the development of higher education marketing, higher education must become more adaptive to change and be more proactive in order to maximize the opportunities of demands. Otherwise, university also must adapt in immersive market change with more modern approach. This study will base on this hypothesis. Hypothesis 1. Peer influence has potential effects on campus preference. Hypothesis 2. Social media has potential effects on campus. This research conducted in quantitative methods. All data is taken from questionnaires and to enhance the analysis, researcher use secondary data from reliable media, books, journals. Correlational approach was used to analyze the relationship between models, the variables, The questionnaires used to measure the perception from respondents about the effectiveness of peer influence and social media on their campus preference. Next, we're gonna talk about analysis, finding, and discussion. There are about 763,000 senior high school students in West Java, and most of them will continue to higher degree in various programs. By the data given, researcher using Slovin formula to calculate the minimum sample size. This research using structural equation modeling, or SAM, to analyze the results. By using 5% margin of error, the minimum sample size was 384. In the process, researchers have collected 1,009 samples. Researchers have distributed questionnaires through students' network around West Java region. Most of respondents are 19 years old and above, about 51.6%, and all of them are post-millennials, as shown on Table 4, the 16 potential market for university target market nowadays. In Indonesia, most university target market are post-millennials because most of universities have a strict policy about acceptance age limit or maximum of 3 years after graduated from senior high school. This policy conducted to bachelor and diploma program. By the data shown on Table 5, post-millennials are students who born in 1997 to 2012. The study based on relationship assessment model that campus preference has correlation of peer influence and social media action. This quantitative study using SAM to analyze the results. Researcher was using Smart PLS to test the SAM model. By the data given on Table 6 with 9 indicators used, found that 3 are no other loading less than 0.7. Loading factor more and equal to 0.7 will determine validity and reliability. There is only one indicator has loading factor equal to 0.7 and other indicators shows loading factor more than 0. Average variance extracted, or AVE value, can be used to testing the convergent validity. Besides loading factor has given, the study shows that the AVE value for every construct was more than 0.5, shown by Table 7. Campus preference has the highest AVE value, 0.87, and social media has the lowest AVE value compared to 3 of the construct variables, 0.74. With all AVE value more than 0.5, researchers then analyzed the cross-loading value to find was there any discriminant validity issue. The cross-loading value for every construct given on Table 8 found that there is no issue appeared. Results for this test indicate that all 3 variables or constructs are valid because all the values are greater than 0.7 and every item on the construct has a bigger value than its cross-loadings. To complete the outer model test is to measure the composite reliability. The minimum value to be accepted as reliable is 0.7. By the data given on Table 9, there is no variables with composite reliability below 0.8. Both campus preference and peer influence has 0.95 value. Social media has 0.89. By the finding above, this study was acceptable. Cronbach's alpha test has taken by researcher and the value that recommended is above 0.7. By the data given on Table 10 shown that all values are acceptable because its value are greater than the recommendation value stated. Campus preference and peer influence has the same Cronbach's alpha value on 0.92. Then social media has a slight lower than the latter, 0.82. Those results declare that all variables used are reliable. When outer model is approved by the criteria measurement before, then inner model test will be required. By the test taken found that R-square value is 0.89. As the result of R-square above, researcher has concluded that campus preference are influenced by peer influence and social media by 89%. And the other fact, they are about 11% influenced by other factor that was not included in the study. This is the p-value and path coefficient value that researchers have found during the research. Hypothesis tests. As the result of R-squared above, researcher has concluded that campus preferences are influenced by peer influence and social media. There are two findings that define the study. First, the influence of peer influence on campus preference is 0.59 and p-value lower than 0.05. This result states there is a positive and significant influence or effect. Found that the higher peer influence, the higher campus preference by the students. 2. The influence of social media on campus preference is 0.37 and p-value lower than 0.05. This result states there is a positive and significant influence or effect. Found that the higher social media action, the higher campus preference by the students. The result of R-squared above, researcher has concluded that campus preference are influenced by peer influence and social media by 89%. And the other factor are about 11% influenced by the other factor that not included in the study. And conclusions is this study is trying to analyze the correlation of peer influence and social media to campus preference. Then based on findings, researcher has some conclusions. First, there are positive correlation between peer marketing to campus preference. It means higher education should enhance their collaboration with influencers. More reliable and market-suited influencer must be drawn into table of marketing actions. Second, there are positive correlation between social media to campus preference. It means social media marketing should be managed properly and strategically. Post-millennials are the main market and they always connected to social media. More opportunity to engage with them by produce many creative contents. There are limitations in the study. To get more quality response, the researcher is unable to using qualitative method because of the operational limitation of COVID-19 in Indonesia. Future research should add qualitative aspects in order to enhance the result. Besides that, more respondents from outside West Java will enrich the findings. Terima kasih. Thank you very much for your attention. Nice to meet you, and I hope we can discuss it more to increase the quality of my research. Thank you very much.